So our next chapter is design for testability. Design for testability. So we've already gone through a design for testability. So first question is arise why the design for testability. So come जरूर पढ़ी. So purpose of design for testability is to improve the controllability and observability. Right. Now second question arises what is the controllability and observability. So controllability, it is measuring the difficulty level. It is measured in terms of a difficulty level to set any internal node at particular logic level. Right? So suppose I have design. Suppose this is my one black box, one my design, one chip. Inside the chip, I have one AND gate, and output of AND gate I given to one OR gate, and this output of OR gate it is given back to one AND gate, and the another input of AND gate it is from our primary input, right? Okay, yes. So this is about the design, and this design have four primary input. A, B, C, D are called a primary input, and Y is called a primary output. Right. Now suppose I want to check the stuck fault here, output of OR gate. I want to check the stuck zero fault. Right. So if I want to check to stuck at zero fault, right, present in the output of the OR gate. So what is the requirement is? Requirement is we have first requirement is we have to set this opposite value at that node. So here stuck at zero, so opposite value is 1. So first requirement is to set on this node, on this line, right, on this line a logic value 1. This is our requirement. Now how we can set that logic value 1 is through the primary input. Through this primary input. Primary input થી આપણે internal node ને ગમે તે logic value set કરી શકાય. But we cannot set directly. આપણે એને directly set કરી ન શકતા. We have to set through this AND and OR gate. આપણે એની બેની વચ્ચે AND અને OR gate છે. Right? So we need to face some difficulty to set this internal node as a logic 1. We have to check it have a two stage, right? This is one OR gate, then this input of this second OR gate, it is output from the AND gate. So it is passed through the two stage, and that can reach, then it is reached to the primary input. So here I can say the difficulty level to set the output of OR gate as a logic 1 to detect the stuck at zero fault, it is at 2. Difficulty level is 2, and that is called a controllability. Here difficulty level is 2 to set output of OR gate as desired logic, as desired logic, right? So to set the output of OR gate at the desired logic, we need to be passed through this two stage, and then we can reach to the primary input through which we can set the output of OR gate. So here difficulty level is 2, right? Directly this is a combinational design, but if the sequential design, then it's more difficult to set, right? Because the sequential design, the next stage output depend on the present state and everything we have to see. So it is called a controllability, right? And now what is the observability? Observability is we want to propagate that this fault present to the primary output to check what is this logic value present on that line, right? We are trying to set on this line through the primary input, and we have set the input such a way that here it should be 1. But at the primary output, when we observe that we are getting here it is 0, so we can say the stuck at 0 fault is present. આપણે શું કરીએ છીએ કે પ્રાઇમરી ઇનપુટ થી એ નોડ ને એના ઓપોઝિટ ફોલ્ટ થી સેટ કરવાનું. તો આપણે 1 થી સેટ કરી, બરોબર. આપણે ઇનપુટ એવા આપ્યો હોય કે અહીંયા 1 આવવું જોઈએ આ લોજિક પ્રમાણે, એન્ડ અને ઓર પ્રમાણે. પણ જ્યારે આપણે એને અને પ્રોપોગેટ કરી અને પ્રાઇમરી આઉટપુટમાં જોઈએ અને જો આપણે 0 આવતું હોય તો આપણે શું કહી શકીએ કે મેં તો સેટ 1 કર્યું હતું પણ મને મળે છે 0, તો અહીંયા કંઈક ફોલ્ટ તો છે જ. અને ફોલ્ટ કયો હોઈ શકે? G stuck at 0 ફોલ્ટ જ હોઈ શકે. સો થ્રુ ધીસ વી કેન ટેસ્ટ ધી ડિઝાઇન. સો સમજાઈ ગયો આખો કોન્સેપ્ટ શું છે? સેટ કરવાનો અને એને ઓબ્ઝર્વ કરવાનો. પ્રાઇમરી આઉટપુટથી ઓબ્ઝર્વ કરી શકાય. ઓકે. સો ઓબ્ઝર્વેબિલિટીમાં જે ડિફિકલ્ટી હોય એને ઓબ્ઝર્વેબિલિટી કહેવાય. ઓબ્ઝર્વ કરવામાં જે ડિફિકલ્ટી આવે એને ઓબ્ઝર્વેબિલિટી કહેવાય. એટલે કે ડિફિકલ્ટી એટલે કે આમાં તો લેવલ કાઉન્ટ કરવાના. તો આમાં કેટલું લેવલ છે? તો કે છે એક લોજિક લેવલથી એને 1 લોજિક લેવલ છે between the primary output and the desired node through the logic we want to observe. So our desired node no, we want to observe the logic. So in between have only the one stage of the that logic gate, one stage of logic gate. So here the observability is 1. Right? But in a more complex design, in a sequential design, this controllability and observability is difficulty level is so much high, and it is without a design for testability, it is sometimes impossible to design, or it take the infinite or more than the time span we have in our design cycle, right? So to reduce this time span to test the design, we need a design for testability. So what the design for testability will do? So design for testability will do it insert the extra hardware in the design such a way that it reduce the this count, it reduce the controllability and observability. So we have the 3 technique. One is the ad hoc design for testability, scan based design for testability, and the built-in self-test design for testability, right? So in ad hoc technique, it add the extra muxes and it take the output of that mux directly with the primary output, right? So it bypass that stage between the primary output and the that mux. It is put where we need to test the node, as well as it bypass these all the stages between the primary input and the between that node, right? Or it reduce that stages. So it improve the controllability and observability by adding the extra muxes at the point where we want to set the desired value, or where from the point where we want to observe the logic value. So that is the task of design for testability. Hope it is clear to you all, right? Let we learn one by one, step by step definition, and then we will have some example to calculate the controllability and observability, and then we will introduce the design for testability, right? So before that, just we'll do the analysis of the design by calculating the controllability and observability, and then we'll introduce later on in the design we'll introduce a DFT techniques. So in these presentations, we will learn testability analysis. We will learn a design for testability basics. Then we will introduce a scan cell design. What is scan cell types? As I already told you, among the DFT techniques, scan design is widely used, and the reason is the CAD tool available that can automatically convert the simple design into a scannable design, right? Then we'll learn is scan architecture, different scan cell architecture, scan design rule. We'll go through rules of scan design flow in this CAD tools, special purpose scan design technique, and then at the end RTL design for testability. So DFT technique at the RTL level, and we'll conclude with some concluding remark. So these are the point we will learn in this chapter, in this presentation. Okay. So let's start with the introduction. Let me go with first the history for testing. So during the early years, when design was simple, the design and test were separate part. Design and testing, it is a separate part, right? So separate part means, suppose I want to design a NAND gate IC 7400, right? So designer will start with the specification, then it is develop a RTL code, and then the tool convert the RTL code into the gate level netlist, and from the gate level netlist to the layout, and from the layout it is passed through the fabrication lab, and fabrication lab develop a IC for the NAND gate, right? So here is there is no any testing is there. It is a complete design flow, right? And later on, once the IC is manufactured by the that Fab Labs, it is given for the testing. Then testing it start. So this it is test this 7400, and it put in a testing environment. It passed the different input, and it check for the different output, expected output. So it check all the logic gate inside, right? So I think it's have a 6 pin, right? It is a 14 pin AC, 7 and 7. So it check this NAND gate is performing perfectly or not. So that way it check all the 4 NAND gate present in this 7400 one by one, and it say it is tested okay. Tested okay. So this is a process in earlier, right? So જ્યારે ડિઝાઇન કરતા હોય ત્યારે do not bothers about the testing, કે ટેસ્ટિંગમાં શું થશે, ટેસ્ટિંગ ઇઝીલી થઈ જશે કે નહીં, એવું કાંઈ વિચાર્યા વગર, કેમ કે ડિઝાઇન ઇટસેલ્ફ સિમ્પલ હતી ત્યારે તો આવું થતું તો પોસિબલ હતું, પણ હવે નથી, રાઈટ? સો આ ડિઝાઇનર, હું ડિઝાઇનર હોય, સો આઈ કાન્ટ that take the pain how the test engineer will test my design, right? So test engineer will test the design by checking each and every component present in the design. So I will process it. Okay. Now nowadays, due to the complex in the design, so final quality of test was determined by keeping the track of the number of defective parts shipped to the customer. So in that this is final product that, and defective part per million shipped was final test core. So testing core in that it is a suppose it is tested 1 million, and out of that some 0.4 part of that 1 million are found found defect. So you can say it's have a 60% is that success rate. So this approach worked well for the small scale integrated circuit. So 7400 and all such IC are the SSI and MSI IC, small scale integrated IC. During the 1980, around in 1980, fault simulation was introduced. Fault simulation was started to use. Now in the fault simulation, failed to improve the circuit fault coverage beyond the even the 80%. So to increase the test cost and decrease the test quality lead to a DFT engineering, right? So around in 1980, it has found it is started to use the fault simulation. So in fault simulation, the designer and the testing have to do work together. Together means in the same design flow. This is the design flow, VLSI design flow, right? So in that VLSI design flow, some part will do by designer and some are the testing guys, right? So once in early around in 1980, uh, what is the process? That process is, suppose I want to develop a 4-bit counter. Suppose I want to develop a 4-bit counter. So process is, right. So process is, first 4-bit counter specification is implement into the RTL code, right. So that is a designer. So designer convert the 4-bit specification into the RTL code, which is the Verilog and HDL code, right. So and then RTL code is verify. This RTL code is verified through the fault simulation technique. It is verified through fault simulation technique. So some of fault are likely to be occurred at the time of manufacture, like in sorting of the 2-port and like that. So that can be verified through the fault simulation technique, and then it is passed to the gate level netlist layout and the manufacturer the IC. Then also in around in 1980, by introducing the fault simulation, then also it has improved the fault coverage up to the 80%, not below the 80%. Right? So to increase the fault coverage and to reduce the, or to increase the quality of the product, to increase the quality of test, DFT means the design for testability is introduced, right? So here this guys, you can see it checking the what is going inside the internal node. So if you want to check the internal node efficiently, then need to be insert some extra hardware, which is the design for testability. So various testability measure adopt testability enhancement methods to improve the testability of design, to is sequential ATPZ to reduce the complexity of sequential ATPZ. For that also DFT technique is used. Then structural DFT techniques and the migrate to the DFT at the RTL level. So nowadays DFT is inserted at the RTL level rather than to introduce the DFT at the gate level netlist. Testability analysis, we will continue with the testability analysis from the next lecture, right? So before adding the DFT, we should know what is the why needed to add the DFT, right? So to identify the need, we need to be analyzed any digital design in terms of the testability analysis. Then we'll get the idea why we need to add the extra hardware. Okay, any questions?